higher self, I was wondering about your perspective on living with the duality of 3D living and 5D mindset. How would you like us to navigate ourselves through that?
Your daily lives that you live are going to continue, and you are going to still need to follow your schedules and your shopping, and you're raising your children, and you're going to work. But if you can start to put some more patience and love into what you do, it will help you tolerate what you have to go through, the drudgery or the things that you'd rather not do. Present love first to all those things.
Fantastic.
It is difficult. It is difficult to go through all the things you still have to go through, and we understand you are anxious to move forward and release all of this. But it is still purposeful what you're doing.
Thank you. And I do understand that you probably feel like we're constantly asking you, are we there yet?
Yes. That seems to be a lot of the questions that people ask, are we there yet? But it is still, there are still things that you are working on, and they all have purpose. You must still do those things, but just try to be patient and understand that the time is coming yet. But patience is a virtue. You will get through it.
And so, would your advice to us be accept that every day is a day we must complete to our best capability, knowing that that impatientness and frustration removes the higher quality of intention that we could be focusing on the day?
Yes, patience is going to be the most important thing at this point, because it's like a horse that's, you're pulling back the reins and the horse is wanting to stretch and run, and you feel like that's how your lives are right now. You just want to race forward and enjoy the freedom and the breeze blowing and the beautiful grass and the flowers, and there's no fence, and you can go and go and go, and you're feeling that this life that you're living is, there's a fence around you, and you just ho hum, you just have to mosey around in this little paddock, and you can't stretch your legs and really run. That's how your minds feel right now and what you're doing.
Indeed. And when we are feeling impatient, should we be questioning why we do have that impatience, and what are we trying to avoid and distract ourselves from working on and focusing on?
Ask that question again.
When we find ourselves being impatient, should we focus our attention on the things we can do to improve our lives rather than distract ourselves from being frustrated?
No, let yourself dream.
No.
Let yourself dream about what you are hoping your life will be. You will bring it to yourself by doing that. Dream away.
Oh,
that
fantastic.
is the most beautiful thing you can do for your mind. Daydreaming, we understand you need to focus on things, but there is nothing wrong with allowing daydreaming to enter in gently. Let it filter through your thoughts while you're doing your daily tasks. It will make it more tolerable for you. It will help you to expand and feel like you've at least freed the horse of your mind a little bit to run free for a little while.
Fantastic. I do see that will help indeed. So thank you for that perspective. I really appreciate that. We understand that our sense of time and your sense of time, higher self, is quite different. And we keep getting told that it's soon. From your perspective, we know that, say, a very short amount of time could be quite a long time for us. So we're just wanting clarification of what you perceive our soon to be, or if you understand my question.
Yes, if you can stop focusing on the time so much, your impatience is what makes it seem so much longer. If you can just focus on the day that you're in and enjoy the day that you're in, it will come to you much faster. The time frame is really more so your Earth time frame that you know when we say soon. But we cannot give you exact times because, as you already know from the shifts that have been postponed several times before, we cannot guarantee the timing, and we do not want to give you dates because we have so many collectives that are working on this shift, and everything has to line up. And until it lines up, we cannot give you exact time frames, but know that we are working on this, and we have not forgotten you. You have not been left behind. We are all still actively working, and when the time is right, it will happen and you will all be included. And even if you haven't achieved everything you feel you needed to achieve, it isn't going to matter. The time when it is for you to ascend will occur.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Kathy was curious about, some time frames in terms of, could it be, in 2 years' time?
It will be before 2 years' time, but we do not have exact dates, as we just mentioned. And we don't mean to make it difficult. We understand that you are all very anxious, and we are anxious for you to join us. We are looking forward to your arrival. We've been planning for a long time.
Absolutely.
So we are just as impatient as you are at times, but we understand the importance of making sure that everything is prepared and ready so that the shift is as easy as possible for everyone. Not everyone is at the same point in their journey, in their minds, and in their growth. So it is going to be harder for some than it is going to be for others. So we are trying to make sure that as many as possible are ready so that it is easier for the shift. It will be easier for those of us helping you in the shift, because those who aren't ready are going to require more of our time and more of our energy to help them get through it. So the more of you that are ready, the easier it will be for us as well.
Absolutely. And I'm assuming it would be easier on you if we weren't so impatient. Is that correct?
Yes, but we understand your impatience, and there isn't anything that's going to change with that. It will be as it's going to be. We are prepared for that. We are ready, and we understand that we will have to deal with some impatient people and just give them some extra TLC when we are approaching them.
Fantastic. Thank you. Because I can imagine for Kathy, her plans for the next 2 years, for example, could be quite different, say, than if she was given, say, 6 months to do all the things that she needs and wants to do.
Everybody's plans would be different if they realized it was a shorter time frame.
True. People would leave a lot of their baggage behind quite quickly, I think. So my other question was, do you see all of the options of us shifting in our future? Do you see these opportunities of windows? Or I'm curious to know how is it that you know and can see that when the shift will happen for us?
The shift is going to be various different waves. We don't have specifics on who and when at the moment. Those decisions have not been made yet. We won't know until closer to the time.
Okay, and that's fine. I'm not seeking for an actual date for Kathy, but we were wanting to have a conversation so she could understand more about about how to approach the duality of living in the 3D while having a 5D mindset, and wanting to see if your sense of soon could be a decade or a few years. So
there was no decade. There will never be a decade. Gaia is going to be long gone before a decade. So nobody will be here in a decade. We can tell you that for sure.
Yeah, thank you. And we understand that you are challenging position as well. So we will honor our own responsibilities for our own inner work and keep on dreaming as we empower ourselves more to be unconditional loving beings in the third dimension. So we appreciate this very much. She also had another question about if she was doing the right inner work and if she was on track. And what does she still need to focus on?
She is on track. She just needs to follow the path that has been laid in front of her. She sees it. It's like walking down a path and picking up flowers. And when you spot a flower, you bend down and pick it up and you keep walking a little further. And oh, there's a few more on this side of the path. And so you pick those up and gather them and you keep on walking and you turn a different direction. And there's a whole bunch of them over on that other section. And so you gather as you're walking. It is the same way in your journey as you're growing your minds and your spiritual growth. Just follow the path gently. Look for the flowers. The people we send in front of you, the experiences we put in front of you are like those little flower patches that pop up along your path. So be open to them. Just keep your mind open and continue down the path. It is an easy path. It is a flat path. There are no obstructions in your way. There's no hills that you have to climb or anything major. Don't make it so difficult. Just relax and walk the path.
Fantastic. Thank you. She was expressing to me her concerns about her doubt. She was worried that because she feels this wedge between her husband, that she made up in her last session that her husband will be attending the old earth. What would you like her to know about that?
We're not showing her anything on that right now.
Oh. What would you like her to know about her husband?
Her husband will do his growth as he needs to. She needs to focus on her. We are not showing her any path connection between the two of them right now. They are on separate paths, and we do not see any connection there.
Is this the reason why she feels that there is that wedge?
We aren't showing her anything except an empty path right now.
Okay. Can we send her love and healing? Can we send him love and healing? Can we also be reminded of what they wanted to learn from each other this lifetime?
He was here to challenge her in her growth, to open her mind, to ask questions, to be a critical thinker. She has done a lot of that. He has helped her tremendously in that growth. He has challenged her in a lot of things as well, which has been good for her growth. It is frustrating to her, but it has helped her grow.
Okay. Could you say that their contract together has now been complete?
We aren't showing her anything again.
Okay. And her approach to her husband, what would you recommend to her?
Gentle, to be gentle, just to be gentle. Continue her own growth. Continue seeking for answers and just be patient and gentle. Try not to be triggered. Just try to relax and realize that it is just flowing the way it's supposed to flow. Don't put so much effort into trying to solve every little problem.
Great advice. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. So again, we can just send love and healing to both of them as they put all of their lessons into place. Thank you, thank you, thank you. She also was curious about her lack of emotion. She almost felt apologetic and bad, like she's lacking something because she doesn't have what she perceives as to be a full depth of emotion.
This will help her ascend. If she has too much connection here, she will fight trying to ascend. She needs to be independent, and she has been independent a lot in her life. She's always felt like a loner in a lot of things. And not making a lot of connections has made it easier than having connections that are then broken. That is hard for her when a connection is broken. And so that is why the path is empty. The path that we're showing her doesn't have anybody on it because she needs to be independent. It'll make it easier for her when she is ready to go.
Oh, I see. You have shown her in other sessions her being on the new Earth with her daughters. Um, is that still going to be something she can look forward to?
Yes, we're still showing her the vision of that new Earth. She is looking at it from afar, though. She is not physically in it the way she was before. She's almost looking at a picture of it right now.
Hmm. And what is the significance of her looking at it from afar this session?
She's getting a sense of drifting back away from that image.
Oh, okay. Is there anything else you want to tell us about her journey to the new Earth?
No, we're not showing her anything.
Okay, thank you. And in terms of her son, is he still going to be on his path that you have told her in her other sessions?
Yes,
Fantastic.
he will. He will continue to follow his desire to travel.
And in terms of her getting ready to prepare for the shift, apart from drinking more water, what information do you want to give her and what she can do more appropriately with her time until this shift occurs?
Her reading will be a good thing for her. We know from her discussion with Joe that she is getting some of the Dolores Cannon books, and that will be good for her to help her open her mind more to the growth and to the dimensions that are out there. She has not seen much of what there is to see. There is so much more than what she has opened her mind up to at this point.
Oh, I see. That's going to help her daydream and get excited for the future incredibly.
Yes, and also give her more conceptual ideas of energies that are out there, of people that she will encounter along the way.
It seems like her future is going to be very exciting and she's going to be very pleased with her exploration and experiences in her future.
Yes, there is much she is going to experience. She will get to enjoy it all. It will be like a kid in a candy shop. She will be squealing and excited.
Oh, fantastic. I love that for her. That is very exciting. So, thank you. So, she's wanting to know when she hears information that is fear based, um, what would you like her to be able to deal with that information? How would you like her to approach fear based information?
We give her the answer right away when she listens or hears something or reads something. We immediately answer her to turn it off, turn it away, move on to the next thing. You already know in your gut that that isn't true. Sometimes she reads through further because she's afraid maybe she's missed something, that a piece that maybe she needs to put together in the puzzle, but we give her the answer right away. We let her have her fun if she wants to keep reading, but her gut still continues to answer her that it is not true. She already knows, she's gotten the answers, and she needs to keep following. She has, and this is true for most people, what you put into your mind and make as a web. We see almost a spider web. You continue to gather this information and you spin and connect more of these interconnecting lines on your web. They make that web stronger so it can support more weight, more truth, more information. And so keep gathering your information and spinning your webs. And so she is doing that, and she is adding more of that spindle to the web to make a stronger web of truth and information. And everyone should continue doing that. Not everybody's truths are the same truths. That's okay. You must follow the path that is your truth, and you will create that for your own reality. The different timelines, the paths that you're on are created in your mind by what your truths are that you surround yourself with. My truth may not be your truth, but that's okay. So trust your own truths and follow, spin your own webs, and stop looking at other people's webs and trying to decide if you need to add more layers to yours, or is yours as large, or is it as pretty, or is it positioned in the right location? It doesn't matter, because it's your web. It's the web you're going to walk on as the spider. So it has to support you and only you.
Fantastic. And what do you say to those people who think that those who believe that the new Earth is an entirely new planet and that the majority of humanity has been shifted off this planet to the other one? Is that just they're wanting it to be true, so therefore they're creating that reality?
The people that are going to shift there are the people that believe in it. The people that don't believe in it aren't going there.
What about the people that have no idea about it?
The ones that are supposed to go will be gathered up. We will gather the ones that are supposed to be there and bring them. They will not know it until they get there.
So those people that do know this information but deny it, that's a very clear indicator for them that they are not going to the new Earth?
Yes.
Makes sense to me. And
it doesn't mean they aren't going to an Earth. And Earth is your definition of a planet. When you say Earth, there will be still versions of Earth that are going to continue for a little while. So while they may not remain on this 3D Earth, there are other areas they're going to go to that are going to seem like Earth for them. Mm-hmm. And that is the appropriate place for them to be.
Yes, and they won't realize that they've actually moved. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. They will not know.
And those are other 3D planets that are to support those lives.
Yes. Yes, they will be safe. They will not have to go through the destruction of this Earth being depleted and falling apart. They will be safe on a different planet.
And what about those people who don't believe the Earth is about to fall apart? What's going to happen for them?
They're going to find out.
Indeed. Thank you very much. Okay, fantastic. And do you have a sense of the percentage of people on this planet now who will be going to the new Earth?
72%.
Oh, well, and is that just keeps increasing, or?
Yeah, yes, it does increase. We're showing her 75 as well, somewhere in the 70s. 72 was the first number, and then 75 came in next. It will increase as more people are able to open their minds to the fact that there is going to be a big change coming. They may not understand what the big change is going to be, but there are more people waking up on a regular basis that are feeling something's not quite right, and they don't know what it is. They just know there's something coming.
In terms of percentages, again, what would you say is the percentage of people that are awake?
Oh my God. We just showed her 26. That can't be right.
Wow, I don't know.
I don't know why that number is there, but
maybe is that the number of percentage of people that know about the shift?
She's thinking too hard about it now because she's upset about that number.
Okay. Well, we will just move on. Sorry, I know that numbers can confuse us and make us start thinking while we're in the session. So sorry, she can just relax with no worries and no problems. Just enjoy the way it feels to have relaxation. And we can just continue on talking to the higher self because I love the connection with this higher self. So I'm really appreciative of all the information it lovingly provides for us. Can you give me a point of time where Kathy started developing self-doubt? Is there a significant point in her life, this lifetime, as being Kathy, that created this?
No, her childhood. She's had self-doubt since her childhood. Yes, she's always second guessing and questioning whether or not she compared herself a lot to others. She always felt that she was different than other people, but couldn't figure out why. Always thought it was something lacking, something missing. She used to, wow, we're giving her a flashback to her childhood where she used to go to the, hold on, the playground, her elementary school playground. It was when no one else was on the playground. She would get on the swings and swing as high as she could and tell herself a mantra that she was strong and powerful and she could do anything she wanted to do. It was us connecting in with her. That was when she felt connected to us in her childhood. She did this even after her childhood. In college, she remembers driving to the elementary school, getting on that same swing set and doing that.
Is she able to daydream about being on that swing again and telling her that same mantra, so she can start healing that self-doubt and build up that confidence that she deserves?
Yes, we will try to remind her of this in her sleep state. We've been connecting with her in her sleep state, so we will try to bring that remembrance back to her on a regular basis.
Nice. And is it correct that she does deserve to have profound love and confidence in self?
Yes, she has that more often now than she used to, and she gets in touch with it and reminds herself of it. She has good positive self-talk. She is doing a good job of reminding herself of that when she is up against things that seem challenging. She reminds herself that she can control her path and that she is quite capable.
Oh, lovely. Love that for her. Thank you so much. We were talking before about how she was reading into some fear-based situations that she just did not want to buy into because she just did not it just did not resonate with her. And what she was reading about was Mr. Trump being a deep state player. What can you tell us about that?
He is definitely not deep state player. He has, hold on. He has extra help. He is being guarded. We are watching over him and making sure he is protected. He is not, hold on. He is not here right now on this planet. The Trump you are seeing is not the real Trump. The one they keep showing in Mar-a-Lago is not the real Trump. He will be back. We are bringing him back. We will be protecting him when he reappears here. on Earth, and we will be with him the whole time. He is here to protect him.
Okay, thank you. And she was wondering if he was a time traveler, because it's a strong sense she's had for a very long time, but she couldn't understand it.
We are not seeing that he is a time traveler. We are seeing the connection with his uncle, who did know about time travel, but we are not seeing Trump time traveling. We are seeing him being guarded and protected, not on this planet at times, and then brought back. Her conscious self is trying to argue right now. That is the definition. That is the definition of time travel. Her conscious self is saying.
Right. Okay. I understand both comments, and I appreciate this discussion very much. And so, South, what is the purpose for people to be talking about Trump being a deep state member?
They're trying to distract again. They're trying to distract from the fact that there are big changes coming. And if people lose faith in Trump, they're hoping they'll walk away. It is a negative agenda that is circulating out there amongst many other negative agendas to try to distract people away from finding truth.
Okay, I see. Thank you. And so, do you get a sense of who is helping Trump be protected and off this planet?
I see two white beings on either side of him. They're not very large. They're more like a light. There's a sort of a head shape and then just a light along the body. Not really any arms or legs, and they're on either side of him. They're much shorter than he is. Not really sure how. They must have intense powers, because they're definitely not anything scary to look at that you'd be thinking they could protect a whole lot.
Thank you. And in terms of his family, what do you want us, or what are we allowed to know about them?
His wife is an extraterrestrial. We aren't defining for Kathy what type she is. She is blue. She's blue and very tall and thin.
Fantastic. Can we send all of the people who are trying to help humanity profound love? Because we really respect and honor this position, and we appreciate all the help that we're getting.
Yes, we are sending beams of light, spreading out as far as we can to protect all. We are sending them high into the collectives, thanking the collectives for helping.
Thank you so much. I'm assuming you always are sending out love and appreciation and acknowledgement, but I just wanted to just send them our gratitude. All of the people that are listening often do this as well, because we are so grateful for so many.
Yes.
Thank you very much. And what would be happening for Trump to be returning? Do we get an insight into that, please?
The election changes. He is coming back to be here for the announcement of the change in the election.
Okay, thank you. And I'm assuming that's all just going to naturally unfold as it needs to.
Yes, we do not see a time frame. It is not unfolding as fast as we anticipated. There are blocks.
Is it a possibility that Kathy could shift before seeing this event with Trump returning?
We aren't seeing that answer.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. She also had another curiosity that she wanted to ask you, higher self, about the former president JFK. She was curious if there was a possibility that he did survive that assassination that is famously known.
We're trying to show her, but she's reaching too hard.
Okay. So she can relax into the session, trusting all that comes to her.
He was injured, but not mortally. He did not go to the hospital they said he went to. That was not him. He was treated at a different hospital for his injuries. She can't see the hospital, but that was not his body at Parkland Memorial. Jackie went with him to Parkland, not him, but Jackie went with the body to Parkland Memorial, but Jackie knew it was not him. Jackie did know. Oh, she was part of the plan.
She was part of what plan?
She knew that they took Jack's body to a different hospital. She went along with the plan and went to Parkland and waited for them to bring the body that was declared to be Jack's. She knew that that was not Jack. It was an act that she played out in the emergency room.
Why did she play out that act then?
It was part of the plan.
And what was the part of that plan? What was the plan?
We aren't showing her anything else. Just that Jack went to a different hospital.
Okay.
It wasn't in a hospital. It was just someplace where they secretly took care of his wounds. It was a neck wound and it was not mortal, and they treated it and then took him elsewhere and hid him. It was a dark, small area that they took him. He had several people that were there that were helping him during his healing.
Did Jackie get meet with him again?
Jackie joined him after he healed. She stayed on with the body to play the role she needed to play. She flew in Air Force One back to Washington. She had a script she was supposed to follow. She followed the script.
Why was it necessary for assassination to then be played out so publicly?
So that everyone believed that Jack was dead. There would have been no way for him to move forward with trying to overcome the deep state if they thought he was still alive.
Was the person that took over his role, were they part of a deep state plan?
No, he was. Hold on. There were two storylines that continued. One was in secret and one was the public storyline. Jackie stayed in the public storyline on purpose. She did not rejoin Jack. She continued a public life away from Jack. Her marriage to Onassis was all part of the plan. She didn't feel she could safely stay in a hidden in a hidden plan with Jack being still alive. She chose to stay in a public storyline and allow Jack to stay in a private storyline. He had bigger plans that he had to fulfill. She released him to that storyline.
Are you able to expand on Jack's biggest storyline that he did away from public?
He had a role and a plan for moving forward with taking out the negative players. And it could only be done in a private manner. He had help from otherworldly players. There were only a few from Earth that accompanied him in this journey.
Thank you. And did JFK Jr., was he aware that his father was alive?
Yes.
How does that connect in with JFK Jr.'s airplane accident, which
Staged. That was a staged event as well. Necessary in order for the son to stay with the father in the plan. They worked the plan together. Along with JFK Jr.'s wife. Caroline was part of the plan.
and so moving forward, what has happened to what happened then to JFK Senior?
We are not showing her what role he had after branching off into that private area where his wounds were tended to. She will get that answer later. We will not give it to her today.
Thank you. We understand that this is sensitive information. And so, is he still on this planet now?
No.
Was he successful in his mission?
Yes. Once he was satisfied that the plan was proceeding as intended, he left. His role was done here. He knew there were enough people to carry on, and it was time for him to go.
And in terms of what he's doing now, what can you advise us?
He is relaxing. He did enough for a while, for many lifetimes on old Earth. He is relaxing and taking time to regenerate.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. And in terms of JFK Jr., what is he doing now?
He is getting ready for the reveal. He is looking forward to it.
And how is it all going for him?
Well, very well. It is going as planned, and it won't be long now.
Well, we wish him all the best for his endeavors and also appreciate everything he has done for humanity.
He hears you. He says thank you. He is looking forward to bringing love and healing on Earth.
Fantastic. Is he currently on this planet?
Yes.
Fantastic. Well, we really appreciate everyone who's been helping with this profound awakening for humanity. Is there any final messages that you have for us today?
Get ready. It is going to be a phenomenal spectacular display. Like fireworks. Without noise, but with intense energy flowing outward. Nothing to be feared. Knowledge is coming. Energy is coming. Healing is coming. Get ready. Do not be afraid. Embrace it.
Thank
We
you.
are bringing her down from where she was. Her body is tingling. She has intense energy in her hands.
Where had you taken her?
We brought her into the energy that will be felt as people are hearing and experiencing information. It is an outward flowing from their hearts energetically. We were letting her feel it just a little bit. Sort of a breaking outward, sort of like a shell opening up with light coming out, but not intense light, muted light, a gentle flowing, sort of like a nice lava flow coming outward slowly, but with knowledge and energy coming outward.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate all the information, and we really do enjoy hearing this information because there is so much misinformation out there.
Yes, and a lot of fear.
Mm. Will that stop eventually? Will the fear mongering stop?
Yes, once the information comes out, there will be no fear left. It will be crumbling away. We see blackness sort of just disintegrating and disappearing. The wicked witch, like when she melted, sort of just withering and disintegrating away. People will be turning around saying, what were we afraid of? Why were we so scared of that? They will feel their bodies when they're getting that they're a little bit of a breakfast. Your bodies will be shaking like they are cold, but not feeling coldness. Shaking to feel the higher energies flowing through their bodies. They will be enjoying it, also a little awe-inspired, but knowing that it will be feelings of love and acceptance flowing through their bodies. Some will feel this right before they are lifted up. They will feel lifting off of the ground. We are showing her images of just very gentle lifting and sparkling, like glittering in the bodies, looking downward at their feet and seeing glitter sparkling and emerging of the body like the little jacks that you played with as children, the ones that you could spin, those little silvery jacks. The body is reshaping like those jacks into a plus sign. The legs are merging to make the point of the bottom of jack, and the arms are extending outward and flowing from the heart is an outward flow, forward and backward from the chest and the back, Light. And the head extends upward. It is beautiful. Reshaping.
And how does it emotionally feel having that experience?
It is, we brought her down a little bit. We were lifting her a little bit so she could feel it. Or we're bringing her back down a little bit so she can describe it a little bit more without the energetic feeling that we were giving her. It is not painful at all. It is sort of a feeling of nothingness, sort of a feeling of awe and amazement. You feel yourself looking downward into your body, almost going, what is happening? What is happening to my body? But not being scared, like freaked out, like, oh my God, what the hell is fucking happening right now? Just looking downward, going, oh, this is kind of cool and weird at the same time. And what is happening to me? But it's okay. I'm all right with what's happening. I'm okay. And then just sort of a relaxing into it and just the lifting up a little bit, not like shooting into the air, just hovering off the ground a little bit, like a foot or more, so that you're not scared, like, oh my God, I'm lifting in the air, I'm going to fall. I think that's on purpose, that it's just a little bit so that you're like, oh, if I fall from here, it's just like stepping down a step. But it's very, very interesting. You don't move, you just sort of hover a little bit. You're not spinning, but that top was a very, that top's not the word. What are those things called? Jacks, like those little jacks that, you know, how you could spin them with your fingers and they would spin. And so the shape that you take looks like that jack. It's got the points. It's got the points going up and down, and then left and right for your arms, and then front and back for your heart light, and then sort of a beam that goes out your back. I don't know if that's your heart extending forward and backwards or what that is. I couldn't get a sense of what that was, but it's very beautiful. It is white and pink at the same time, a very, very light pastel pink, barely pink, but very pretty, very calming. That's a beautiful way. If that is, excuse me, if, give me a minute. If that is how we start to feel our bodies when we ascend, it will be very calming for people, much different than the like beam me up Scotty looking skyward, like Kathy pictures occasionally. She in fact looks up at the sky. Like, it would be okay, cool. If I just saw a ship right now, I'd be like, okay, let's go. I want to feel what it's like to just beam straight up. And it's not, I don't think we're showing her that it's not going to be like that. It is just going to be a very gentle lifting, and then you won't feel anything after that. Not sure. She's asking if we can bring her from that first initial lifting upward. Hold on, she's trying to relax again into it so we can give her that same energy. We can't get her body to go back into that again, but we are showing her almost sort of a escalator, but no steps. just a pink path upward, a gradual incline, very gentle, like you don't have to climb it. Escalator is the best words she has to describe it. We will take you from your carbon ground up into the opening of the ship. You won't feel much of anything. We are showing her one person at the entrance there, just sort of like showing her the entrance in.
Can you give her a sense of what she's going to be doing on the ship as she's traveling?
Yes, we'll try to do that. We're trying to help her relax a little bit into. She expected the opening of the ship to be a blinding bright white light. It's actually dim. It's very soothing. Sort of like dimmed lights. Like you're walking into a spa. Very relaxing and tranquil. This is going to be her experience. Not everybody's will be like this, but it is the one that will relax her the most. Everybody's entrance in will be a different. The quiet spa atmosphere is what will be most welcoming for her, so she will feel she is walking into a spa. There are lights beyond that dim area. She'll walk into gradual, more lighting. It is a hallway. Down into a narrow passageway. There are other people in the, not people, just beings, energy beings, pink, just sort of milling around in a room. She can't see how big the room is. It is just a small area where she's going to be initially. We're waiting. It isn't time quite yet to leave. Waiting for a little bit. Still hovering in the ship, not many feet above her driveway, waiting for more people. Hovering to the right of the driveway. Oh my God, right above the queue. A little bit in front of the queue. Oh, she knew that queue was there for a reason. The tree is dead because of the queue. We didn't mean to kill it, but it was an accident. She can tell her husband it's okay to pull it out. It is not going to be revived. More people will be boarding right here. We're waiting for them. It'll be a little bit, 10 or 15 minutes, and then we will go. That's all we're going to show her for now.
Thank you so much. Can you remind me of the role she has as she is traveling?
She is there to just talk with the others that are there, to just share what she knows and just be a calming force. Nobody is really panicking there, but they are not sure and made for calm and peace from her. She is just peaceful there. She is knowing and enjoying that she's where she's supposed to be, and she is disseminating that without needing to speak, really, just telepathically spreading love to the people there, reaching upward and forward into their heads, into their minds, just sending quiet streams of a pink light gently.
Thank you for allowing her to experience this today. I know she'll really appreciate it and look forward to it and daydream more about what's going to happen next.
Yes, she is still just picturing. The ship is not very large, the one that she initially gets on. It energetically will merge. We're showing her merging, her light merging with larger. Many little transport ships will gather up in small areas and merge into the larger ship. Transport easy. She is thanking the energy in her body right now for giving her messages that some images she is having a hard time finding words right now. She is knowing that it's her reassurance of what is to come. It's not anything big or scary or necessarily unbelievably phenomenal in the movement forward. It is just a very gentle and gradual merging into the larger collective.
Thank you. And we can hear when the energy that she is experiencing gets heightened because we can tell how the sounds of the audio changes so dramatically.
Yes, We realize you can hear that. She's releasing the energy inside by her breath. That's how she has to release it.
Yeah.
That is how people detoxify. A lot of the things that they do is through their breath.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We have released just a little bit more and just let go of her body and giving it back to her a little bit there. She was shaking quite a bit, so we just kind of released our hold a little bit to relax her.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We're just hovering a little bit above her right now, just to let her know we're still right here. We're just not holding on as tightly.
Energetically, we can hear and sense your energy, which I always been able to record that because it sounds so interesting and intriguing to get a sneak peek of that vibrational energy, which just sets my body.
So, I'm sorry, Joe. I don't mean to interrupt you, but the hovering above her is just a pink essence, and it wants me to tell you that it is reaching out. It sounds so funny for her to say this, but it is reaching out a hand and petting you on the head as if you are its sweet little flower. It's saying, and it wants you to know it's petting you on the head lovingly, reaching across through this connection and petting you on the head.
Thank you so much. I will take all the love and on the head I can receive.
It is sending you so much love.
Thank you. Is there any final messages that you have for us today?
She is being told again that the book is being much awaited. Looking forward to the release of it, and so happy that it will be reaching so many. Reaching into that being that was just reaching out to you with one hand is now extended the other hand and is holding your book in its hand, protecting it, wrapping a shield around it, a little shield like a glass terrarium, protecting it, protecting the words in it, taking it back when it releases from Kathy. The words that are in it will be taken back, and they want you to know that.
Thank you. That really means a lot. It feels like such a great, important deal now as we are realizing the beautiful wisdom that it provides lovingly from you guys. So we take the responsibility of distributing it seriously.
Yes, and they want you to know that they will be taking it and distributing it in places that it cannot reach, places that your reach has not reached. They will figure out a way to also distribute it. They haven't quite figured out how they will do that yet, but they want you to know that they will be doing that, and to relax and not worry that you may not have reached as many as you wanted to. They will make sure that it happens. They are sending you so much love and a promise that they will guarantee you that it will get to the people that it needs to get to. Please stop worrying, Joe. They're telling you they have it under control.
Thank you very much. I have full faith and trust that it will be exactly as it needs to. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, really appreciate all the information you've provided for us today.